السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أبو عامر, how are you?
وعليكم. الحمد لله.
We go on with our class.
نعم شيخ.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أما بعد, we are reading from the book Al-Adab Al-Mufrad by Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah. Our last hadith was hadith 385 from the book Al-Adab Al-Mufrad. And as we have said repeatedly, Al-Adab Al-Mufrad is a book that is specifically compiled by Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah to discuss the manner and the conduct of the Muslim. How should a Muslim conduct himself, and what are the manners that Islam has taught the Muslim to adopt in his day-to-day dealings with people. The last class we discussed Babun Yudni Khayran Nas, the chapter about conveying good news, good information, positive message amongst the people. Two people are in a pew, or even when they are not in a pew. Islam encourages us to only convey from one person to the other things that will bring about goodness, information that will bring about goodness. And that's why it has prohibited riba. It has prohibited backbiting. Islam has prohibited al-namima, slandering the people. Islam has prohibited all of these, and it has encouraged the Muslim and yanniya khayran bayna nas. Islam has encouraged the Muslim to go about amongst the people with something positive. And the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, that was reported by Kulthum bint Uqba radiyallahu anha, she said that she heard the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam saying that لَيْسَ الْكَذَّابُ الَّذِي يُفْلِحُ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. Islam so much encourages conveying positive good news amongst the people to such an extent that the Prophet said alayhi salatu wasalam, لَيْسَ الْكَذَّابُ الَّذِي يُفْلِحُ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. He is not considered as a liar. Who is that? الَّذِي يُفْلِحُ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ, the one who brings about reconciliation amongst the people. فَيَقُولُ خَيْرًا أَوْ يَنْمِي خَيْرًا. It brings reconciliation. فَيَقُولُ خَيْرًا أَوْ يَنْمِي خَيْرًا. He says good, or that Prophet said alayhi salatu wasalam, يَنْمِي خَيْرًا, or he conveys good news. يَنْقُلُ الْأَخْبَارِ. He conveys news that are jayyida. He conveys information that are positive. He conveys messages between parties that are beneficial. But the opposite of this is what many of the people become busy with, especially the proliferation of the social media. They convey negative news from a husband to the wife. They convey negative news from father to children. They convey negative information amongst friends and spread evil in the community. We must understand as Muslims that these things are against the dictates of our religion. These should not come in the character of a Muslim. Kulthum radiyallahu anha reported this hadith from the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, said for that وَلَمْ أَسْمَعْهُ يُرَخِّصُ فِي شَيْءٍ مِّمَّا يَقُولُ والسلام يرخص في شيء مما يقول الناس من الكذب. From the things, from the lies that people tell. I have not known any one of those that the Prophet ﷺ allowed, that the Prophet ﷺ gives a leverage. He would not allow or give a leverage or take easy with anything from the things people speak that are lies. Things people say that are lies. There are some of them that the Prophet ﷺ he will take them lightly. He will allow them. Illa fi salah, except these three. In these three cases, the Prophet would allow when the people tell a lie. He said, Radiallahu anha, al-Islahi bayna nas, when you reconcile among the people. This makes us understand that when you convey a message, you are in between a man and his wife in a queue. You are in between two sisters in a queue. You are in between two brothers in a queue. You are in between a parent and the children in a queue. When you say the message, this one said this said that, be careful. Allah niya illa khair. Be careful not to convey any other than goodness. Be careful not to say about either of the parties statements that will aggravate the already worsened situation amongst the two. So the Prophet ﷺ encouraged this so much so that if it were statements that are not true, to say regarding party A to party B by way of seeking reconciliation between them. This is lawful in Islam. If you say to your husband a statement that will make him calm when he has a feud with his wife, that is lawful in Islam. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Prophet would allow that alayhi salatu wa salam, al-islahu bayna nas, someone to say something that is not true while reconciling amongst the people and bringing about removing a feud amongst them. The second thing the Prophet would allow, in which the Prophet ﷺ would allow a person to say something that is not true, is Hadith for Rajli Imra'atahu. Hadith for Rajli Imra'atahu. A man's talk with his wife. A man tells his wife, I like to buy you something. I love you. And statements that will endanger mutual love and good coexistence between his husband and the wife. And then it says, وَحَدِيثِ الْمَرْأَةِ زَوْجَهَا. Likewise, the statement of goodness that a woman would say to her husband. In these three conditions, the ulama are agreed. Likewise, during the cases of a battle between two communities, it is allowed to say something that is not true, because al-harbu khud'ah, because war itself is about some sort of a deceit. It's part of the strategies war. May Allah protect us. When the community is like this, the Muslim is allowed to say things that is not true. But this is not now to say that Islam encourages the individual to tell a lie. All of these that we have said do not in any way mean that Islam has encouraged us to tell a lie. Kulthum, who reported that hadith radiallahu anha, he said to us that وَلَمْ أَسْمَعْهُ يُرَخِّصُ فِي شَيْءٍ. I have not heard the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam allowing anything مما يقول الناس من الكذب, from the lies that people say, meaning that the Prophet ﷺ did not allow lies at all, except in these conditions. The basic rule about lying is condemnation. The basic rule about lying is that it is condemned in Islam. So don't say, oh, when we reconcile between people, we are allowed to say something that is not true. When we discuss with our wives, we want to endanger mutual understanding and love, we may say something that is not as it is. So it means we can also say something, because these days we're in the generation of everybody being so pleased with what he thinks, what he feels, his own take, his own point of view, his own thinking, his own impressions, and the like of that. So don't let your thinking or your impression or your take either from this hadith. It now means that Islam has allowed anyone to tell a lie. Islam has basically prohibited telling something that is not true, except in these conditions. The first one is in the Islahi bayna nas, when you seek reconciliation amongst the people. And that is clearly understandable, that instead of the people killing themselves, why not say something that is less than that? Why not say something that is less worse than taking the lives from both parties? The same thing applies. Why doesn't a woman say something that will help her sustain her marriage with her husband? Or why doesn't a man say something that will help him sustain his marriage with his wife? And the home is the second major unit, is the first major unit of the community. If you consider a group of individuals, the second major unit of the community is the home. The first is the individual himself, and then the individuals have homes. When homes become broken, then the community gradually becomes destroyed. So to preserve the community, when the situation is so risky, you can say something to a woman that is not true, and vice versa. Same thing applies to the circumstance of war that we have discussed. So in all of these three conditions, the ulama are agreed, like we read from Al-Imām Ibrāhīm Abu Musa rahimahullah, and he said, لا خلاف في جواز الكذب في هذه الصور. لا خلاف في جواز الكذب. There is no difference among the scholars that saying something that is not true is allowed while reconciling people. When a man discusses or a woman discusses issues of mutual understanding and love between themselves, and in the cases of war, لا خلاف في جواز الكذب في هذه الصور. Qadi Iyad rahimahullah al-Maliki, he said there is no difference among the ulama that it is allowed, even though others among the ulama said, he say rahimahullah, that was tawriya to afdal, something better than telling it lie is at-tawriya. At-tawriya is a statement that is double-edged, but the individual you are telling understand any of the two from it. At-tawriya, inshallah, we shall come back to it in this book, Al-Adab Al-Mufrad, so that no one now begins to think that Islam encourages us to lie. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri has followed with this chapter that we shall read today, inshallah. Babun la yasluhul kadhib, or Babu la yasluhul kadhib. The chapter about la yasluhul kadhib. Lying is not appropriate. La yasluhul kadhib. It is not appropriate to lie. Lying is not appropriate. Lying is not correct. Lying is not good at all. Don't lie. Don't tell a lie. Don't let the exceptions that have been mentioned in the previous chapter now make you think, oh, okay, yes, you can lie. Someone wants to make a business, start to tell a lie. You are in a business transaction with your brothers, and then you begin to tell a lie. And you find justification that, oh, if it is allowed to tell your wife a lie, then it is allowed to tell lies in businesses. The Imam Al-Bukhāri said, no, liars will tell it. Lie is not appropriate at all. So don't tell a lie. Don't tell a lie, oh brothers. Don't tell a lie. May Allah protect all of us. And the hadith which I read comes under the number hadith 356. الإمام البخاري رحمه الله حدثنا مسدد قال حدثنا عبد الله بن داود عن الأعمش عن أبي وائل عن عبد الله عن النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم قال الصدق فإن الصدق يهدي إلى البر وإن البر يهدي إلى الجنة وإن الرجل يصدق حتى يكتب عند الله صديقا وإياكم من الكذب فإن الكذب يهدي إلى الفجور والفجور يهدي إلى النار وإن الرجل لا يكذب حتى يكتب عند الله كذابا. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah reports this hadith from Shaykh Musaddad, and we had read a number of hadith from this Imam Musaddadun ibn Musarfali, Musaddad ibn Musarhad, Musaddad ibn Musarhad. This is from among the teachers of Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah, and he was from among those who also compiled a book of hadith even before Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri's Sahih rahimahullah. Musaddadun al-Imam reports this from Shaykh Abdullah ibn Dawud, and that is Abu Rahman. Al-Imam Abdullah ibn Dawud, it is Abu Rahman al-Qurayzi. Abdullah ibn Dawud, Shaykh of Musaddad in this hadith. He is Abu Rahman al-Qurayzi rahimahullah. He is reporting from the eminent scholar of Islam, Allāmat al-Islam, Al-Imām Al-A'mash. Al-A'mash is Sulaiman ibn Mihrān Abu Muhammad, I remember correctly. Al-Imām Al-A'mash, he is Sulaiman ibn Mihrān rahimahullah, one of the major scholars of Islam. He was a scholar of the science of recitals, Ilm al-Qira'at. He was a scholar of Hadith. He was a scholar of fiqh. He was a scholar of tafsir in major branches of the science of Islam. Al-Imām Al-A'mash had major contribution. In fact, I remember what he says, rahimahullah, because Al-A'mash is an Arabic word that tells about someone having major effect in his eyes, rahimahullah. And he used to say, if not for knowledge, the people will not pay attention to me. If not for knowledge, the people will not pay attention to me because of the way his eyes were, rahimahullah. It is Al-A'mash. Yes, he had an eye people will see and would not like to sit with him. But when Allah blessed his Imam with a lot of knowledge, the people will set aside whatever physical blemish they think they find upon him, and they will obtain knowledge from him. His name is Sulaiman ibn Mihrān al-A'mash, rahimahullah. He has his shaykh in this isnad as Abu Wa'il. Abu Wa'il is Shaqiq ibn Salama. Shaqiq ibn Salama. Shaqiq ibn Salama was a Mukhadram. The Mukhadramun are those who were alive during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Not just that, he accepted Islam during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But he did not have the favor to meet face to face with the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wa salam. There are a number of them. Al-Imām Muslim rahimahullah has a compilation of the Muqaddamun. Al-Imām Muslim ibn al-Hajjaj, the author of As-Shaykh, he has a compilation of Al-Muqaddamun, those who had accepted Islam during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, but for one reason or the other, they were unable to meet the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. One of them was Shaqiq ibn Salama, Fa'il Shaqiq ibn Salama, Abu Wa'il al-Asadi, rahimahullah, is the Shaykh of Al-Imām Al-A'mash in this hadith, and he occurs in between Shaqiq ibn Salama, Abu Wa'il, occurs in between Al-A'mash and Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Abu Rahman. So this hadith is the hadith that Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is well known to have reported of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. But if you look deeper into the books of hadith, you will find that this hadith has also been reported from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam by Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan also reported this hadith of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. And apart from Muawiyah and Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, this hadith, well-known hadith, occurs in Al-Bukhāri and Muslim. This hadith has also been reported from Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. Al-Imām Ahmad mentioned in his Musnad the report of Abu Bakr regarding this hadith. I was talking about Al-Adab Ismā'īl, who came into Medina a year after the passing away of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and he heard Abu Bakr as-Siddiq yakhutub an-nas. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was addressing the people. He said, radiyallahu anhu, inna Rasulallah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam qama amal awwal maqami hada. During the first year, I think he was referring to the first year of Hijrah, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qama amal awwal maqami hada. This place I am standing, the Prophet stood here during the first year alayhi salatu. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq said that he began to weep alayhi salatu wasalam. فقال, and then Abu Bakr as-Siddiq said, أسأل الله العفو والعافية. أسأل الله العفو والعافية. I ask Allah for pardon, and I also ask Him for well-being. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq stood up to give a sermon to the people, and he said, during the first year, the Prophet stood here that I have stood, and then he began to weep alayhi salatu radiyallahu anhu. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq began to weep, and then he said, As'alullah al-afwa wal-afiyah. I ask Allah for al-af. I ask Allah for pardon. Wal-afiyah. I also ask Allah for well-being. Pardon when Allah forgives you, or He provides you well-being. You are healthy, you are sound, you are okay, you find food to eat, you can sleep. This is, all of these come under that word, al-afiyah. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq said, radiyallahu anhu, As'alullah al-afwa wal-afiyah. I ask Allah for pardon, and I ask Him for al-afiyah. I ask Him for being sound, well-being. فَإِنَّ النَّاسِ لم يؤتوا بعد اليقين شيئا خيرا من العافية فإن الناس لم يؤتوا بعد اليقين, because the people have not been blessed with anything بعد اليقين, after certainty of faith, شيئا خيرا من العافية, they have not been given anything that is better than al-afiyah. And then he said, وَعَلَيْكُمْ بِالصِّدْقِ. This was the way Abu Bakr as-Siddiq reported these statements that we shall read from the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. The point here is that this hadith is popularly known in Bukhari, Muslim, and in other books of hadith, Sunan al-Tirmidhi, Sunan Abi Dawud. So these from the hadith of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, where it has also been reported by Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, that occurs in the Mu'jam of Al-Imām al-Tabarani. It has also been reported by Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. In fact, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq gave it as a sermon to the rest of the people. What was it that the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam? Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, as we have in our book, that the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, alaykum bis-sidq, fa inna as-sidqa yahdi ila al-birri. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, alaykum bis-sidq, alaykum bis-sidq. You have a duty to stick to honesty, being truthful. Sidqu, when a person is truthful, truthfulness, sidqu, truthfulness, honesty, straightforwardness in your speech, straightforwardness in your character. When a person has a sidqu, he tells the truth. He is a sincere person in his mind. He is not deceptive. He is not deceptive. The one who has a sidqu rejects insincerity. A sidqu rejects telling a lie. A sidqu rejects behaving inappropriately. A sidqu is to say things as they are. Qawlun sadid. Say as it is. A sidqu to be straightforward in your speech and to be clear in your actions. To be straightforward in your speech, straightforward and true in your speech. To be clear and unambiguous in your actions. Today, many of our brothers are not truthful. May Allah protect all of us. Many of us, many of our brothers, many of the women are not truthful in their speech. When they say something, you go and find out the opposite. Our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam said, alaykum bis-sidq, stick to saying the truth. Say the truth. Many of the husbands don't say the truth to their wives by way of deceiving them, and many women who don't say the truth to their husbands by way of deceit. Likewise children, likewise friends. In fact, today amongst many of the people, what they understand to mean friendship is deceit. This one lies to this one, the other one lies to the other. So honesty is absent. As for us Muslims, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam commands us. He says, alaykum bis-sidq. You all should stick to the truth. Stick to truthfulness. As-sidqu, truthful. Honesty in your speech and honesty in your actions. If you are honest in your speech, you are true in your speech, and you are not faithful in such, you have not established as-sidq. As-sidq is not just about telling the truth. Your actions itself must be true. They must be right. They must be correct. They must be appropriate. Your actions must be right. They must be correct. They must be appropriate. When you do that, When you do that in your statements are clear, unambiguous. Many of our brothers, when they speak to you, they are double-mouthed men and double-mouthed women. And we are giving birth to children that are also double-mouthed. Allah protect us. The first thing around Africa is Ikhlas to Niyyah, being sincere. Your intentions are clear. So your intention is clear. Your mouth expresses the truth. In your expressions, your actions are straightforward. Your intention is clear. It is straightforward. It is unambiguous. When you make a statement, it is also clear, unambiguous. When you also act, you are straightforward in your action. This is the meaning of As-Sidqu. As-Sidqu has to do with our mind. It has to do with our tongue. It has to do with our limbs, our actions. As-Sidqu. In English, we say honesty. Honesty has to do with the mind. Honesty has to do with the tongue. Honesty has to do with your actions. Meaning, you have to be honest in your actions. You have to be straightforward and unambiguous. Likewise, when you speak, قُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. You say what is clear, what is concise, what is appropriate without ambiguity. Likewise, in your mind, you are also clear. If what? You see that a person who has a clear mind, clear speech, straightforward action, he is at peace with himself. That's why the first beneficiary of honesty is the person who himself or herself is honest. That's why it's a major source of depression and mental ill health for a lot of people today. Many of the people are not straightforward to themselves. So be honest with yourself. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, alaykum bis-sidq, stick to honesty. فَإِنَّ الصِّدْقَ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْبِرِّ. Because when you are a honest person, we discuss how we understand honesty. Your mind will be clear regarding every matter. When you speak, your statements will be clear and unambiguous. When you act, your actions will be straightforward and clear. This is as-sidq. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, stick to as-sidq, honesty. فَإِنَّ الصِّدْقَ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْبِرِّ. Because when you are honest, يَهْدِي إِلَى الْبِرِّ. Honesty brings you into righteousness. Your mind will be clear. Your speech will be true and unambiguous. Then your actions will be clean, straightforward. So this will bring you to righteousness. When you observe Salah, you'll observe Salah correctly. When you pay Zakah, you pay Zakah correctly. When you do Sadaqah, you do Sadaqah correctly. Let us employ these three indices of as-sidq regarding these issues. If you observe Salah, if we say three things come in when we talk about as-sidq. The first one is clear-cut intention. So if a person has sidq, how does it bring him into righteousness? The first one is he'll observe that Salah intending to please Allah alone. He is not intending to impress anybody. He intends to please Allah alone. This is as-sidq regarding Salah. And his statements in Salah will declare Allahu Akbar. Sami Allahu liman hamida. He will say what he means. When he says Sami Allahu liman hamida, he knows what he says and he means what he says. Rabbana lakal hamd. He knows what he says and he means what he says. And he makes all the correct actions during Salah. This is as-sidq. فَإِنَّ الصِّدْقَ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْبِرِّ. You can see honesty bringing him to perfect Salah. Honesty will bring you to perfect Salah. The same thing bring you to fasting. The same thing bring you to Sadaqah. You won't give handout charity. Your intention is clearly for the sake of Allah. It's not that you are seeking popularity like most of those who are called modern day entertainers. When they give a charity, they want everybody to see it. But for a Muslim who knows what Islam says and is honest with his deen with Allah, he gives it for the sake of Allah alone, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when he speaks clearly, and then his actions are unambiguous. It is clear. So let us employ a sit regarding everything if we are people who are ever sincere, clear in our speech, straightforward in our actions. Ya Hadi ila al-birr. Allah will use it as a means to bring us upon righteousness. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, وَإِنَّ الْبِرَّ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. And when a person is upon righteousness, that will bring him into Al-Jannah. وَإِنَّ الْبِرَّ, and righteousness, piety, يَهْدِي إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. It will help the person who is righteous to guide him into Al-Jannah. This is similar to that statement of Allah in the Quran. إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ. Those who are righteous will certainly be in Al-Na'im. What is Al-Na'im? Al-Jannah, the place of enjoyment. How do you attain that? You attain that by being a honest person. When you are honest, Allah makes you become righteous in your actions. When your actions are righteous, you gain Al-Jannah. Try to be honest. When you are honest, you gain piety and righteousness. When you have piety and righteousness, Allah brings you into Al-Jannah as a recompense. Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, alaykum bis-sidq. Dear brothers and sisters, let's not just hear this hadith. Let each of us go back to the drawing boards to reassess your actions. Are they sincerely for the sake of Allah and straightforward? When you speak to the people, are you clear and unambiguous in your speech? When you intend to do something, are you clear in your intention that what you do is for the sake of Allah alone? These are what a faithful entails. And when you are a person like that regarding everything, يَهْدِيكَ إِلَى الْبِرِّ, it will bring you into righteousness. وَإِنَّ الْبِرَّ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. And righteousness and piety brings the individual into Al-Jannah. The Prophet went on to say, alayhi salatu wasalam, وَإِنَّ الرَّجُلَ لَيَصْدُقُ أَوْ وَإِنَّ الرَّجُلَ يَصْدُقُ حَتَّى يُكْتَبَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ صِدِّيقًا. An individual يَصْدُقُ. وَإِنَّ الرَّجُلَ, the man, the individual, yes, he goes on saying the truth all the time. He goes on saying the truth all the time. He does not become given to Al-Wahm. Al-Wahm is, he thinks that it is like that, but it is not like that. He will let you know. What I think is, if you are talking about something that you are not sure about, let it declare the people of your listening that what I'm saying is not clear. When you are clear, say that I am clear. So if you are clear when you are clear, this is a faith. If you are not clear, say it that you are not clear, that is a faith. If you have a shakku, if you have doubt regarding the matter, say it that, oh, I doubt this part of the matter. This is part of at-tahri. This is part of paying attention, being careful about truthfulness. When you are in doubt, say that you are in doubt. When you are sure, say that you are sure. When you don't know, dear brother, say it that you don't know. This is the part of honor for all of us, and it is part of honesty. When reasonable people listen to you say that you don't know, they know that you are being honest. This is a faith. When reasonable people listen to you when you are in doubt, I doubt that. They know that you are talking about honesty. Don't think that when you are not sure, then you make it as a statement that is clear cut, and then it becomes known that it was not true. you become someone who people doubt you when you speak. For the sake of Allah, all of us, when we speak, let us make at-tahri. Let us make tahri of sidq. Let us be sure that we are paying attention to exactness. Let it be exact. When you are certain, say you are certain. When you are not sure, say that you are not sure. And when you are in doubt, say that I doubt. Let it be clear. I remember one of the ahadith that we read in the past about a man or a woman who was punished because of a cat. The reporter of that hadith, if I remember vividly, was saying that was it a man or a woman that the Prophet spoke about? This is Ash-Shaykh. And it is from the aspect of trying to be certain what was it exactly that I heard. Was that story about a man or the story was about a woman? Was it a woman who punished the cat and then the cat died and then she became punished for it? Or was it a man? Either of them, whether a man or a woman, one of them was punished because it punished the cat to death. So this is from the aspects of a shakti. But this shakti itself is from the aspects of the honesty of the reporter. When he is doubt, he doubts. And that's why the scholars of hadith, they will now look for a report that does not have a doubt to affirm what has actually been reported. If the reporter reports the shakti, they will find a report, just the one who has reported with certainty and affirmation. That is the one they will use to affirm what is appropriate and correct from the report of the one who has reported the shock. In both of the cases, that's about being honest and being upon a sit. My dear brothers, for the sake of Allah, all of us, go back to the drawing boards about honesty. Honesty in our intentions, honesty in our speech, and being honest also in our actions. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, وَإِنَّ الرَّجُلَ لَيَصْدُقُ حَتَّى يُكْتَبَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ صِدِّيقًا. The individual will go about intending having clear intention, saying something that is clear, and being straightforward in his action. He will be like that in everything that he does. One of the scholars, ulama, say that this means that he is learning it and he's bringing a sidq into everything that he's doing. If he's teaching in a class, he's bringing in a sidq. If he's writing a book, he's bringing in a sidq. He's doing his business, he's bringing in sidq. A sidq is honesty. He's relating with his wife, he's bringing in a sidq. The wife is relating with the husband, she's bringing in a sidq. The parent with the child, a sidq. The child with the parent, a sidq. When the individual wants to observe the salah, he brings in a sidq. He wants to give zakah, a sidq. He wants to dress, a sidq. He wants to wear hijab, she wants to wear hijab, a sidq. The individual continues to be like this, hatta yuktaba inda Allah siddiqa, until it becomes documented with Allah that this person was siddiq. And siddiq is the next stage after the stage of At-Tibyān. The highest stage is the stage of being a Nabi. Of course, higher than that is the stage of being a Rasul. But every Rasul is a Nabi. So apart from that, the next level is the level of Siddiq. And that is the level of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. So each time we refer to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq as Siddiq. I hope we understand what he means. A person whose intention is clear in everything that he does. A person who is clear in his speech, in every statement that he makes. He is clear and truthful. Then he is straightforward in his action. Yoruba people, please take care of these. Many times Yorubas are not true in their intention. Many times Yorubas are not true. They are not truthful in their speech. And many times Yorubas are not truthful in their actions. If they miss one, they will bring two. If they bring two, they bring three. These three things, Your mind, your speech, and your actions must all be upon truthfulness. Wallahi. Let us go back to the drawing board. If you are in a gathering and you have elders amongst Yorubas, if you are being truthful, they say you are speaking with all of your mouth. They don't want you to say the truth. They don't want you to say the truth. If you are acting straightforward, they say, no, don't act like that. You don't go too truthful. So in actions, they say, don't go straightforward. In your speech, they say, don't go straightforward. In your mind, too, they be poisoning the mind. Yorubas hardly will pass in these tests of honesty. Sorry that I'm being specific, but I think this is a class where we have to also be honest about ourselves. Let us go back to the drawing board. Make your intentions clear. Make your speech clear and let them be true. Make your actions straightforward without ambiguities. Some people, when they speak, it is trouble. When they act, it is confusion. In their minds too, Allah knows how much confused they are. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, if you continue to employ honesty or truthful in every aspect of your life, tuktabu inda Allah siddiqa, you will soon become documented with Allah that you are a siddiq. The opposite of this, which is the point of reference in this book today, is that the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, wa iyyakum wal kadhib. Iyyakum, I warn you, I caution you, I warn you, avoid al-kadhib. Iyyakum wal kadhib. Keep away from al-kadhib. Al-kadhib is telling a lie. A boy came, his name is Zayd, and he is tall. A boy came, his name is Zayd, and he is tall. When the liar will report it, he will say a girl came, she is short, and her name is Fatima. So you can imagine, this is the meaning of a lie. You will see it contradicts the reality. He can also say, a boy came, he is short, and his name is Rozak. Rozak. This is also a lie. What has happened is that a boy came, he is tall, and his name is Zayd. When the person does it deliberately, by way of altering the facts, he say that he has lied. This is the meaning of al-kadhib. People can have this in their mind. In their mind, they have lies. They tell you that their intention is not clear. May Allah protect us. When they speak, they say something negative. And when they act, the actions are opposite what is right. Opposite of correct. This is al-kadhib in every aspect of their life. So for the sake of Allah, let us avoid al-kadhib. There is a way al-kadhib lies go on the lips of the people in our own times. And that is that when a liar tells a lie, you begin to transmit that lie. You begin to forward the lie without verification. You are also a liar. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, kafa bil mar'i kadhiban an yuhaddisa bi kulli ma sami'a. This hadith will make true for many of us in our times. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, kafa lil mar'i kadhiban. It suffices as a lie. What is that? An yuhaddisa bi kulli ma sami'a. When an individual tells everything that we hear. These days we tell everything that we hear. And when the source information itself is a lie, what would mean is that يَجْرِي الْكَذِبُ عَلَى أَلْسِنَةٍ. Lies will be running on your tongue even though you don't intend to lie. Someone said something that's a lie. You transmitted it. You have conveyed a lie. When you convey a lie, you also a liar. He heard it from you. I remember one of the scholars of Hadith. He is an Imam. He's an Imam, well-known scholar. That is Muhammad ibn Umar. Ibn Waqi, Al-Waqi, Muhammad, Ibn Umar, Ibn Waqi, Al-Waqi. This person, all the scholars of Hadith are agreed that his narrations are matruka, his ahadith are matruka. They must be abandoned. Don't take Hadith from Ibn Waqi, Al-Waqi. Many of them even say that Kana Kadzaban was a liar. Some amongst the scholars say, how do you say somebody is an imam? And then he was lying. Explain that what happened was that he was reporting a hadith from many sources and he was narrating them as if those narrations came from him. So those reports that he collected from liars, he would narrate them and the lies would run upon his tongue. يجري الكذب أو جرى الكذب على لسانه. The lies began to move upon his tongue. So it became as if he was the one who originated those lies. What happened was that he was narrating reports of liars. Many of us in our times today will fall in this category. The large majority of people who transmit information on the social media are liars. The large majority of the people who transmit information on the social media are liars and people of questionable character. Yet, just as you read it, you transmit it, Allah will ask you about it on the day of Qiyamah. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, be careful about lies. Be careful. Iyyakum wal kadhiba. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, I warn you regarding lies. فَإِنَّ الْكَذِبَ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْفُجُورِ. Because lies lead a liar to fujur, acts of wickedness, acts of sin, makes you to become a wicked, sinful person. When you are used to telling a lie, individual tells a lie, tells a lie. There are people who tell a lie, they present it as truth. So they become used to the lie, and they themselves who had fabricated the lie, they begin to think that that lie was the truth. Subhanallah. Someone tells a lie. He tells a lie. He fabricated the lie. I read an article about this, about some of the worst liars. They tell a lie. They believe the lie themselves. But they knew at the beginning that it was a lie. This is Al-Kadhib. And Al-Kadhib, Yahdi ila al-Fujur. It makes the individual become very sinful and wicked, in the opposite of what the truth brings to the people who are truthful and honest. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, be careful. The reason I'm warning you about lies is that lies will make you become wicked, sinful people. Inna al-kadhiba yahdi ila al-fujur. Lies, when you tell a lie, become used to it. Become used to it. Go and look at people who kill people, commit murder, commit zina, pick up riba, and all of these. You will find lies as a major part of their life. And this is one of the problems with the modern day politics. It is difficult to find someone participating in politics who does not lie. They see lie as a way of life. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, وَإِيَّاكُمْ وَالْكَذِبَ. I warn you about lies. A politician can lie to reject his mother. So this is your mother. Politician will lie. Say, no, she's not my mother. And someone who is not upon something, he will lie to say, oh, I did this. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did. Oh, I did not do this. Oh, I did not do this. But he did it. All of the reasons why he is telling those lies are because of politics. So if you go on to do that, you become a fajir. You become a sinful, wicked person. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, when the person becomes sinful and wicked, وَالْفُجُورُ يَهْدِي إِلَى النَّارِ. And wickedness and sinfulness will not bring the individual to anywhere except to the fire. وَالْفُجُورُ يَهْدِي إِلَى النَّارِ. That's why Allah also said, وَإِنَّ الْفُجَّارَ لَفِي جَحِيمٍ. about a sidq that brings you to birr. The Quran says, إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ إِنَّ الْفُجَّارَ لَفِي جَحِيمٍ. What makes you become a wicked person is lies. When you become used to lies, you become a wicked person. Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, إِنَّ الرَّجُلَ لَا يَكْذِبُ حَتَّى يُكْتَبَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ كَذَّابًا. An individual will go on lying. He lies about everything. It is time for salah. He will tell a lie to himself that it is not time for salah. So he will not go and observe salah. He will get to the mercy that a wrong as everybody has prayed. He had lied to himself that it was not time. Liars deceive themselves. Liars deceive whoever has anything to do with them. Brothers and sisters, let us keep away from lying. Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, وَإِيَّاكُمْ وَالْكَذِبِ. I warn you to keep away from lying. فَإِنَّ الْكَذِبَ, this evil of lying, what it will do for you is that يَهْدِي إِلَى الْفُجُورِ, it will lead you to wickedness, sinfulness. وَالْفُجُورَ يَهْدِي إِلَى النَّارِ, and sinfulness and wickedness will bring that sinful person to no other than the fire. وَإِنَّ الرَّجُلَ لَيَكْذِبُ حَتَّى يُكْتَبَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ كَذَّابًا. An individual continues to lie until he is written with Allah as a liar. Let us quickly go to the next hadith for today, and that is hadith 387. This is one of the aspects of lie that most people lie. It is hated before Allah, but they count it as nothing. فَتَحْسَبُونَهُ هَيِّنًا وَهُوَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ عَظِيمٌ. People think that it is something simple, but it is something that is of big significance in the sight of Allah. Let us quickly read that hadith for the time that we have. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri said, rahimahullah, حدثنا قتيبة. That is Al-Imām Qutayba ibn Sa'id al-Thaqafi. Qutayba ibn Sa'id ibn Jamil al-Thaqafi, rahimahullah. He is reporting from his Shaykh Jarir. That is Al-Imām Jarir ibn Abdul-Hamid Abu Abdullah al-Kufi. He is also reporting from Al-A'mash. It mentioned to us earlier that Al-Imām Al-A'mash, his name is Sulaiman ibn Mihran. He is reporting from the Shaykh here, the eminent student of Abdullah ibn Abbas, Mujahid. That is Mujahid ibn Jabrin al-Makki. And he is reporting from Abu Ma'mar. So today we have read two hadiths from two Mukhadram. Shaqiq ibn Salama, Abu Wa'il, who reported from Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. The first hadith is a Mukhadram. That is a person who was alive during the lifetime of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. He accepted Islam before the Prophet died alayhi salatu wasalam. But he was not opportune to meet the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Those persons are called Mukhadram. We read about Shaqiq ibn Salama in the last hadith. Here it is about Abu Ma'mar. And Abu Ma'mar, his name is Abdullah ibn Sakhbarah. Abdullah ibn Sakhbarah al-Azdi. Abu Ma'mar, he is Abdullah ibn Sakhbarah. Abdullah ibn Sakhbarah, Sahibu Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. They are both students of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Both Shaqiq ibn Salama, who reported the first hadith, and Abu Ma'mar, who reported this second hadith, is also from the statement of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, who said that لا يصلح الكذب في جد ولا أزل. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said radiyallahu anhu, لا يصلح الكذب, lying is not appropriate. Telling a lie is bad. لا يصلح, it is bad. Don't tell a lie. في جد ولا أزل. في جد, whether in the circumstance of seriousness, wala hajj, or you are joking. All of us, let us take note of this. Don't tell a lie and say I'm joking. Don't tell a lie in a joke. Don't tell a lie in a joke. لا يصلح الكذب في جد ولا هزل. Don't tell a lie whether you are serious in a circumstance of seriousness or in a circumstance of a joke. Don't tell a lie. So it means a Muslim will not be the one in a drama or a film. If you're in a drama, a woman, they say your name is Zainab and your real name is Ruqayya. Have you told a lie or not? You have told a lie. If they say, Brother Abdullah is your husband in the field and you are not married, you don't even know yourself. You were brought for the field from Ogun State. He was brought for the field from Abuja. And you are doing a film in Lagos. You say they are both husbands and wives. How can you be husbands and wives in a lie? And the Prophet has prohibited that, alayhi salam. A person claiming to be the husband or the wife of a person upon a joke, the Prophet has prohibited it, alayhi salam. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud also says to us here, لا يصلح الكذب في جد ولا هزل. Lying is not appropriate. لا يصلح is not correct. في جد ولا هزل, whether in seriousness or in a joke. So a Muslim is not a skit maker. Don't make a skit. Most of the time, skits have life. Likewise, a comedian. If you are a Muslim, remove yourself from it and look for a better means of earning. Remove yourself from it. If you are a Muslim, remove yourself. Go and look for a better means of earning. Don't make skit again. Don't be an entertainer in drama. If you're a Muslim, go out of it. Don't say you don't have a better way. Should you restrict yourself to earning in a way that Allah is displeased with you? And the Prophet told you where you will land. He says, فَإِنَّ الْكَذِبَ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْفُجُورِ. You gradually become a wicked person, and your wickedness will not land you except in the fire. When we see you in the community of Muslims, we should call you a liar. If you are an entertainer, you are a skit maker, you are a comedian, you come in the midst of Muslims, they should not honor you. Why? Because you make a living with telling lies. Ibn Mas'ud said, radiyallahu anhu, لا يصلح الكذب في جد ولا هزل. Whether you are joking, whether you are serious, don't tell a lie. Many brothers too, Salafi brothers with beard, everything. Sometimes people tell lies. And they come up and say, oh, sorry, I was only joking. Don't do that again. لا يصلح الكذب في جد ولا هزل. Lies are not appropriate. في جد, whether in seriousness, ولا هزل, whether as a result of a joke. ولا أن يعد أحدكم ولده شيئا ثم لا ينجز له ولا أن يعد أحدكم ولده شيئا. Lies are not also appropriate, such as أن يعد أحدكم ولده شيئا, that one of you promises his child something, ثم لا ينجز له, then you do not fulfill it. You do not fulfill it for that child. Don't tell your child, I will buy you a bicycle tomorrow, and you don't buy it. Don't do it. Don't tell a lie. Don't promise them what you don't do. Don't tell your children what you do. Don't promise your children what you do. Let us note this as parents. If you want to tell a child, if you come and take, you do that a lot. You want to carry a baby. You say, take. And it's a lie. It's a lie. You know, Mas'ud said, radiyallahu anhu, la yafluhul kazibu. Don't tell a lie. Some parents, maybe the visitor comes to the house, the child comes to say, oh daddy, someone is visiting you at the gate. They tell him, I'm not around. You are a liar. And you are teaching your child how to lie. La yafluhul kazib. Lying is not appropriate. The jiddin wala hazlin, whether it's of seriousness or whether it is upon a joke. For the sake of Allah, let us pay attention to it. Even when we send our children message, hey, go and do this, and then I'll do this. If you pass your exam, and then I'll do this. Do this, and then I'll do this. For the sake of Allah, do it. Don't say take a child when you don't intend that they should take anything. For the sake of Allah, let us be careful about this. لا يصلح الكذب في جد ولا هزل. Those of our brothers involved in skit making, go and stop it. Those making drama, go and stop it. Those making films, go and stop it. Those making comedy, go and stop it. We beg Allah to open new lawful means of sustenance for whoever is involved in this and goes out of it for the sake of Allah. Don't be afraid. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has given you a promise for Allah, and Allah never fails in his promise. He said ﷺ, "Man tarafa shay'an lillah," anyone who leaves something for the sake of Allah, awadahu Allahu khayran minhu. Allah will provide him something better that he has left than that thing that he has left for the sake of Allah. If you leave skit making, if you leave drama and see Hollywood and Hollywood and all of these woods for the sake of Allah, Allah will bring you something better than it. Likewise, many of us who deal in businesses in which you have to tell a lie for the sake of Allah, stop it. لا يصلح الكذب في جد ولا هزل وإن الرجل لا يكذب حتى يكتب عند الله كذابا. The individual will go on lying in everything that he does. Then later on he becomes documented with Allah as a liar. If your documentation with Allah is a liar, who are you? You have failed. You have failed. May Allah protect all of us. I think it will be sufficient for us to stop that today. Abu Amir.
نعم شيخنا جزاكم الله خيرا أحسن الله إليكم.
آمين وأنتم جزاكم الله خيرا.
The first question here is, please, my question is about the term constructive ambiguity that is deliberately missing out facts in addressing certain issues for many reasons. Can this be justified with the event between Musa and Khidr narrated in the Quran?
I don't understand the connection that the brother seeks to make and the grammar about constructive. I don't know what a constructive ambiguity is. Don't be ambiguous. Be clear. Allah, your Lord, said in the Quran, Allah, your Lord, who created you, he said, Ya ayyuhallazina ittaqullaha wa qulu qawlan. O you who believe, ittaqullaha, fear Allah, wa qulu qawlan sadida. When you speak, qulu qawlan sadida. Make clear and unambiguous statements. That is what you should do. Be making clear cut, straightforward statements. Even in businesses, the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, when two people are in a transaction, he said, إِذَا صَدَقَا وَبَيَّنَا بُورِكَ لَهُمَا فِيهَا. In your tijara, the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, bayyana, when they are clear, they make everything clear in the transaction. وَصَدَقَا, and the two parties are truthful. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, بُورِكَ لَهُمَا فِيهَا. Blessings will be placed in that transaction for the two of them. So if you say constructive ambiguity, in which of these does it fit to that verse or does it fit to the hadith? People want to be unnecessarily ambiguous because they want to make money. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, if you are clear in your business transactions and you are open, you are clear in it, and you are truthful in it, Allah will bless it. So let us not be constructing big grammar to find a safe haven for something that is wrong in Islam. Lies are lies, and ambiguities are condemned in our religion. Don't be an ambiguous person, unclear, not straightforward. When we give khutbah, when we give a sermon, we always say it. يا الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم. If you are clear and straightforward, Allah says, I will perfect your deeds. وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. And when you commit a mistake during your speech, I will forgive you. So it is not appropriate to be giving names, technical this, technical that, to find a way to hide. Be clear and straightforward. If you are dealing with somebody and you fear harm or hurt from him, then you don't tell a lie. You don't tell a lie. This person can harm me. The first thing is avoid dealing in businesses with people who are harmful. Avoid dealing in businesses with people who are harmful. The second point is, if you now have to deal with people who are harmful, who will not be straightforward, who will not also be truthful, then you will be careful in your expression. But you will never tell a lie. You will never tell a lie. Perhaps this is what the person refers to. You will not tell a lie. You will not never tell a lie. You can tell statements that can be understood from various perspectives. Perhaps that is what the person wants to say. And it's not an ambiguous statement. It's a statement that you can understand this from it. You can understand that from it because you fear evil from that person. But that's not the basic thing in Islam. The basic thing is to be clear, straightforward, unambiguous. If you meet people who are dangerous, who can hurt you, who can harm you, we had mentioned that in the previous chapter. But avoid telling a lie and avoid being ambiguous. And then avoid dealing with people you don't trust. You say, oh, almost everybody now, you don't trust them. Then reduce the frontiers of the people that you deal with. Islam encourages us to deal with people who are truthful. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَكُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. So don't relate with someone you know will lie to you. Someone you know will not be clear to you. Someone you know will not be, unambiguous. For the sake of Allah, let us be careful. We're already getting used to it. We're already getting used to telling lies in the name of business, in the name of whatever. May Allah protect each and everyone. Abu Amir.
Amen. Salawatullahi alayhi.
Ameen wa iyyakum.
This one is asking about what Hajj operators practice. We call it Al-Adab. So I think it's someone is also asking, he said it is wrong to lie, that one is one's spouse. What about people that go to Hajj with other people's spouses to grant entrance to Makkah?
I think the person who is asking himself or herself already knows the ruling. You already know what it means. Someone is not your wife. And the Hajj for people, connect them for visas. They say this is the husband of this. You asking the question, you know that it is a lie, so there's no need asking it. Perhaps maybe you want us to discuss it. Most Hajj for groups do it, and it is wrong. They will answer for that on the day of Qiyamah. Brother A is not married to woman B. To woman B, it will be written on her visa that her husband is brother A. Those who did it will answer for it on the day of Qiyamah. It is clear to them that it is a lie. How unfortunate will it be that the person is going for Hajj upon a lie? The woman is going for Hajj upon a lie. The foundation of your Hajj is a lie. How is that? The foundation of your Hajj is a lie. And you want to say it is Hajj Mabrur? The foundation of it is a lie. You are connected to that man upon a lie. You know that it's a lie. So where is the honesty? Where is the sidq regarding that Hajj? Where is the honesty regarding that Hajj? Upon a lie. May Allah protect us.
Amen.
Abu Amir, the time is already spent. Can we continue tomorrow, inshallah?
Inshallah.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. آمين وإياك. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.